So here's what you missed on The Crucible. It's 8 days after the end of Act 1 and John Proctor is home now and things are really awkward between him and his wife Elizabeth because she knows about the affair John had with Abigail. Elizabeth tells John that 14 people have already been put in jail and that the Deputy Governor has said that they'll hang if they don't confess to witchcraft. Elizabeth suggests that John talk to Abigail because she's the main one accusing everybody, and John tells Elizabeth that Abigail told him that she and the girls were faking, but when he reveals that they were alone together when she told him, Elizabeth gets upset that he lied to her. They have a big argument and John Proctor's like, "Geez, woman, just because I cheated on you with another woman and have still been spending time with her alone and lying to you about it, you're carrying on like suddenly you can't trust me." And Elizabeth's like, "Well, duh." Then Mary Warren returns and gives Elizabeth a poppet as a gift, which is just another word for a rag doll, but it's a good word and fun to say. You should try it. Poppet. Mary reveals that Elizabeth's name has been mentioned in court and Elizabeth starts to freak out that Abigail is accusing her because she wants her dead so she can take her place, and John is like, "Nah, you'll be right, eh?" Elizabeth thinks that Abigail still thinks that John is a thing for her and feels encouraged to keep pursuing him, and so she says to John, "Just go tell her she's a whore," and John's like, "Yeah, alright, but I'm heaps angry that you're gonna make me do it and that you still don't trust me." Just then Reverend Hale arrives at the door and asks them to recite their commandments as proof of being good Christians. And Proctor gets almost all of them right, except he can't remember the one that says you shouldn't cheat on your wife. And Elizabeth and John are like, awkward. And then John tells Hale that Abigail confessed to him that they were making up the whole witch thing because they were frightened about being caught dancing in the woods. Hale's like, "Nah, can't be. Heaps of them have already confessed." And Proctor's like, "Well, duh, you said you'd hang him if they didn't confess. What do you think they're going to say?" Giles Corey and Francis Nurse turn up saying that both their wives have been taken to jail too. Then Ezekiel Cheever and Marshall Herrick rock up and Cheever says he has a warrant to arrest Elizabeth because Abigail has charged her with witchcraft and attempted murder, saying that she used a poppet to send her spirit out and push a needle 2 inches into Abigail's stomach. John drags Mary out of bed and gets her to admit that the poppet is in fact hers and that Abigail saw Mary sewing in court and saw her put the needle in the poppet's belly herself. But even this bit of information doesn't seem to make any difference. Proctor does his angry thing, he's all like, "Vengeance is walking Salem," but they take Elizabeth away anyway. Proctor then tells Mary that she must go to court with him the next day and admit that the poppet's hers, and Mary reveals that she's super scared of Abigail and also that she knows about the affair between Abigail and John and that Abigail will ruin his reputation by charging him with lechery. John says, "Good then, she can't pretend to be all good and pure anymore once people know that we made the boom boom," but Mary's still freaking out. "I don't want to. And Proctor says something profound or dramatic like, "God's icy wind will blow." And that's what you missed in Act 2 of The Crucible.